Whoever said a week is a long time in politics, he or she could not have been more wrong. These are the times, after all, when the governments come and go at the drop of a hat. You don't believe me? There is every chance that you have not been following the political developments in Nepal. What happened today in the political landscape of Nepal? I'll be talking about this in today's edition of Soft Talk. But first of all, first things first, I request you to subscribe to this channel, comment on our presentation and press that like button. We are, after all, trying to promote citizen journalism. We are trying every bit to be your true voice. So I humbly request you once again to subscribe, to comment and press that like button. It will just mean a whole lot. It will mean the moon and all those heavenly objects to us. So welcome to the program. Today on Monday, President Ramchandra Paudel administered the oath of office and secrecy to three newly development. I mean, sorry for this. Uh, the President Ramchandra Paudel administered the oath of office and secrecy to three newly appointed ministers. This in a day marked by rapid political developments that have pushed the largest party in Nepal's federal parliament, the 89-member strong Nepali Congress, to the opposition bench. Interesting, isn't it? The largest party in the parliament is in the opposition bench. Earlier, it was playing second fiddle to a government that was under the leadership of the third largest party in the parliament, that is the CPN Mao's Center. How did this become possible all in a day? This is largely due to an evolving coalition between the 78 member strong CPN-UML, that is the second largest party, the 32 member strong CPN Mao Center, that is the third largest party, as I told you earlier, and the 20 member Rashtriya Swatantra Party, that is the fourth largest party in Nepal's federal parliament. Apparently, President Ramchandra Paudel administered the oath of office and secrecy to these three ministers at the presidential palace of Nepal, that is Sheetal Niwas, on Monday. As per Article 80 of the Constitution of Nepal, 2015. Earlier, Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal appointed these ministers as per Article 76(9) of the same constitution. So, who are these ministers? Let's talk about them. These ministers are Padamgiri from the CPN-UML, Hit Bahadur Tamang from the CPN Mao Center, and Dul Prasad Aryal, from the Rashtriya Swatantra Party. For the time being, these three ministers will be working as ministers without portfolio, because there are a whole lot of arrangements to be made. There has to be this division of responsibilities, the allocation of portfolios. It's a nascent arrangement anyway, so it will take some more days for the scenario to clear. The cabinet will ultimately have to be expanded. It will have to be uh, larger than this one, isn't it? After all, in this, in the current scheme of things, the Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal holds the portfolios of all the ministers, all the ministries. I mean, whether it's the Finance Ministry, Ministry of Industry, Commerce and Supplies, Ministry of Energy, Water Resources Ministry, Ministry of Law, Justice and Parliamentary Affairs, so on and so forth. A couple of questions have arisen after the just new coalition involving the Maoist Center, the CPN-UML, and the Rashtriya Swatantra Party took shape. Does it point toward an increasing polarization of the leftist forces against the non-left, that is under the Nepali Congress, or is it just an opportunistic coalition, a coalition that is meant to make sure that Pushpa Kamal Dahal continues to remain as the Prime Minister of Nepal come hell or high water? After all, Pushpa Kamal Dahal continues to stay relevant. The developments in Nepal make it clear that Nepal's politics, it has been revolving around one person, one leader, that is Pushpa Kamal Dahal alias Prachanda. Doesn't matter how poor his party's showing is in the elections, he continues to stay relevant. He continues to call all the shots. So this coalition, is it also designed to retain Pushpa Kamal Dahal as the Prime Minister, or does it point toward the increasing polarization between the leftist forces and the non-leftist forces? If you remember, there was this coalition between the two largest parties, the two leftist parties in the federal, that were the CPN UML and the CPN Mao Center. But it did not last. It just collapsed like a house of cards. What is the guarantee that the very same scenario will not play out again in Nepal? There are like reasons to just think along these lines, because the political parties of Nepal, they have been opportunistic, they have not been accountable to the people, they have been pursuing their petty interests at the interest at the largest at the larger interest of the nation and the people. So there is every reason to be skeptical about these developments. But if there is a polarization between the leftist and the non-leftist forces of Nepal, I think it will just contribute to Nepal's political stability. It's a small country of around 30 million people, not even 30 million people. It is a country spread in 1,47,181 square kilometers. It consists of the hills, the Himalayas, and the Tarai, Nepal's southern plains, described also as the grain basket of the country. So you don't need whole lot of parties. You don't need uh, numerous political parties to govern this country. If there is a polarization between Nepal's political parties along ideological lines, that will be great. That will help the people choose, and that will, I think, immensely contribute to Nepal's political stability. It will help just curb corruption. It will just help ensure good governance, uh, just curb nepotism and all those ills. But will is this development pointing toward this polarization of leftist forces and non-leftist forces? There are like reasons to cast our doubts because, as I said earlier, these parties have never been bankable. They have never been accountable to the people. On the contrary, does it indicate, does it point, does this development point toward a deepening political instability, a deepening crisis in Nepal? It will be too early to tell. We are like not someone who sees the future, but there is enough reason, there are enough grounds to be skeptical about these developments. We will continue to just follow the developments closely, and we will do every bit to inform you, to disseminate relevant information to you through this channel. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.